I'm back. Yeah, as I stated previously in my Invisible Man video, I did say I was going to start work on the American torpedo boat, but that didn't happen. What I started doing instead is I dug out. First off, I have this. Now, what the hell is that? It's just something I was messing with. It's all plaster of Paris, styrofoam, and it was just basically, you'll see actually in the Invisible Man video, I have part of the body and then the full body leaning up against this. Whoa, a bit too bright there. And it was just, I was just using it as something to lean the Invisible Man up against. But then I decided to actually mess around with this a bit more since then, and I added extra plaster of Paris for the simple reason I added this onto it. Screwing around. Now with that, I created that from using basically a latex what would you call it? It's not latex, it wasn't it was one of those silicone tubes that you put around your bath. And what I done was I used my daughter's school cup and I put latex, I put cling film around it first, then I put the latex over it, and I just copied the front of the cup with the silicone. Let that harden and dry. I had so that gave me a copy of that in silicone, which then I just popped in some plaster of Paris to see how well it would come out, and it came out pretty okay. So like, I haven't got huge depth and all of that the skull has, but I wasn't looking for that. So now, what am I going to do with this? I was actually watching one of the YouTubers I like watching that does model kits, and his name's Steamgeezer and Son, and he done an island, just an empty island, half the size of this, in the sea with a ship on top. Now the ship was classic galleon. I went through my small stack, which is a very small stack, and I discovered I had this, as you can see, 1/2000. And this is it, put together, the tippets. Yeah, this is it in relation to size wise. Now, I was planning on doing it with my modern, as you see, modern battleship, etc. Though instead, now what I'm going to do is, this is the only one I've got. And what I plan to do was have this sailing past with other dead ships on top of the island. Probably another one like crashed up here. One here. Probably another one. You know? So 2 or 3, like, that's perfect. But problem, only one. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a load of these. These are just coffee stirrers. Glue them together like that, and then mess and bend, and actually hand make some wooden ships. I do not know how well they're going to come out. or even if it will work. I'm gonna give it a go. When I've got 3 relatively done, I will come back and do more, show you more. Also, this little base that I've got this on, this little, I'm going to make another one of these, put it here, extend it, so this will be floating on another one in towards or past the island of the skull with the skeleton ships, well, dead ships anyway. So that is what I'm going to be doing next. I will eventually one day get around to building the torpedo boat. One thing I have noticed on the torpedo boat, the box has the number 117 on it, and I was looking at the stand, and the stand has torpedo boat number 109. So it's not even the proper torpedo boat. It's, well, I suppose the two of them are generic, and they just gave the 2 different numbers. They put it as 117 on the box, and it's 109, which I think was the previous one that they had out. So yeah, now there's not going to be no, this is just going to be rock. There's going to be no vegetation, probably some green moss type thing that you'd expect to see on rocks and stuff. So I won't have to worry about vegetation. I will, there will be a lot of cleanup to do and altering, probably adding a bit more of this into the plaster of Paris. We'll see, but definitely it will be greys and blacks and light browns and probably some green waterline marks and rocks and boulders down in the water and around it. Once that's black there, painted up, it'll actually look a lot better. And probably rust, definitely rust coming down off some of the ships across it, like bloods. So yeah, it's going to be this next. With my tippets and some wooden coffee stirrers shaped into ships. This is going to be weird and awkward and fun. So I literally be scratch building some mini ships. We'll see how this goes. So that's the next project I am doing, instead of the torpedo boat, which I will eventually get around to. Can't promise when, but we'll see. Hopefully after this one.